The Homestead Act of 1862 allowed for many a family to begin a new life in the Ozarks. And so it was with the Collier family from Kentucky, who came here to Tyler Bend along the Buffalo National River in the early 1900s. And so this is where we begin this week's show. And then we'll take you a little bit downstream to Buffalo Point in the lower portion of the river and take you on a hike to a Native American bluff shelter known as the Indian Rockhouse. And then we'll wrap it all up with a little trout fly fishing on the Spring River near Hardy. But for now, let's start out here at the Collier Homestead. Tell us what it meant at that time, and especially for families coming here from, I guess, a lot of them from the Appalachians over to the Ozarks.
That's correct. Over 270 million acres, or 10% of public land, was settled through the Homestead Act of 1862. And it was still going into effect even into the early 1920s and 30s when the Colliers came here. And the Colliers, Ida Mae and Sod Collier, with their 4 children, came here to Arkansas in 1928, and 3 years later were able to take advantage of one of the last tracts of public domain here at Tyler Bend. And Sod went through the necessary paperwork, acquired 40 acres of land.
So it didn't cost him anything, it just upkeep?
There were filing fees of about $2, but that's all that it was required. And then as long as he promised to improve on the land, which he did in 5 years, he was given clear and free title to the land. He just had to pay the taxes on it.
And I guess this is a typical homestead of the area. You had a smokehouse, you've got the well here, and all the provisions you needed.
That's correct. The Colliers were subsistent farmers, which meant they grew only what they needed. If they had anything left over, they would sell it to support themselves. Like many of the Ozark families that were here early on and then later into the 1920s and 30s and 40s.
It's just amazing to look at this, to see how those folks survived back then. You can read about it, but actually coming here to look at something like this, it makes a difference.
That's right. The Colliers lived here until 1960, and there was no running water or electricity.
The everyday life of the Colliers was a simple life, but with a lot of hard work, considering the chores that needed to be done around a typical Ozark homestead. Along with raising hogs and cattle for meat, Sod Collier also worked as a river guide on the Buffalo for extra income. After the Colliers sold their homestead in 1960, the land was used to raise cattle and grow hay. During the mid-1970s, when the National Park Service began acquiring land along the Buffalo River, the restoration of other homesteads followed.
Buffalo River is known for its wondrous beauty and the river, and people like to come and float, and we enjoy and want people to do that. But also there's a cultural history that we interpret here at Buffalo National River, and it's the people who lived here starting back in the early 1700s on up until present day. And as you said, there are homes scattered all along the Buffalo River of those who lived here before. And it is our job to preserve those as best as we can and interpret their story.
I guess we need to be thankful that this river was never dammed up.
It would have lost a lot of these homesteads and would have certainly have been lost if that would have happened.
If you take the Riverview Trail on the other side of the homestead for about a quarter of a mile or so, it will lead you to 2 magnificent scenic overlooks of the Buffalo National River. In all, the entire setting provides a wonderful experience in Buffalo River cultural history and scenic beauty. Before the National Park Service acquired the Buffalo River back during the early 70s, Buffalo Point on the lower portion of the river was actually a state park. And before that, say some 10,000 years ago, Native Americans used to live in bluff shelters all along the Buffalo River Valley. And it's to one of those bluff shelters where we're going to take you here at Buffalo Point, simply called the Indian Rockhouse. The Indian Rockhouse Trail is a 3.5-mile round-trip hike which takes about 3 to 4 hours depending on how much time you spend at each of the various points of interest along the way. Park Ranger Mark Robinson tells us about the first one, called the Sinkhole Icebox, in which fog can sometimes be seen rising from the hole when the cool cavern air meets the warmer outside air.
It is about 57 degrees, 56, 57 degrees down there underground. And when that colder air comes up and meets this air, sometimes we'll have a little bit of fog. So it probably did remind somebody of maybe opening an ice box and watching that fog roll out of there.
The second point of interest along the trail is a 25-foot-tall waterfall, and the amount of water falling will depend on what time of the year you make the hike. I guess this is about all we can expect as a trickle at this time of the year. I guess the opportune time to view, well, this waterfall or any kind of waterfall in the Ozarks is in the springtime.
Yeah, Chuck, spring, and sometimes we'll get some pretty heavy rains in the fall.
Also along the trail is an abandoned zinc mine, one of many abandoned dreams of the late 1800s zinc rush.
Started about 1880. People started looking at the mining prospects in the area, and then it really peaked about World War I. And the zinc that was mined here in Arkansas, mostly down at Rush, about 3 miles from here, was used in the war effort. They used zinc to make the brass shell casings, zinc and copper to do that. This one didn't pay off.
Another attraction along the way is the natural bathtub, or I guess you could call it a stone hot tub, except the water's not exactly hot. And I forgot my Mr. Bubble. A small cave on the trail, you might say, is a sort of a prelude before the bigger Indian Rockhouse. So Mark, this smaller cave was also used as a bluff shelter then?
Yes. Everything was here that they needed to survive, and this was a good shelter. They had water right out here and plenty of wild game. They used it, most of the bluff shelters around here seasonally.
Take a look inside here. It's pretty neat. So Mark, they had kind of like a natural skylight coming in here. It's a pretty neat effect.
Yeah, everything they needed, all the aesthetics. This could have served as a fireplace, smoke to go out. It's certainly a pretty spot. There's another one over in the big Indian Rockhouse.
That's much more impressive.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Finally, we reached the highlight, the grand finale of the entire hike, the massive and quite impressive Indian Rockhouse. My goodness, Marco, this is quite the impressive sight here.
It is. That's about the reaction that most folks have is, wow.
Yeah, I can see where quite a few families could have inhabited this and survived here.
Yep.
Fascinating. This bluff shelter would indeed have made the ideal home, with cool springs in the rear of the cave, a natural skylight for a campfire, and a year-round constant temperature. The only thing missing would have been satellite TV. Mark, what are your, when you come here with folks and kids, and what do they usually ask you about this bluff shelter?
Well, they ask who used it, when it was used, how long it's been protected, things like that. They estimate that this was used as much as 10,000 years ago by Native Americans who found everything they needed right here again. But I'd like to put myself in their position and think of how I would get my food and water, including making that tool that you had to hunt your deer or rabbit.
Well, it's hard to imagine even thinking about someone existing, you know, living here 10,000 years ago. And I mean, that's you start thinking about it, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's not like 50 or 100 years ago.
But, you know, even 500 years ago, it was a long time ago. It's not 10,000 years, but even 500 years ago, they were still living the same way they did 10,000 years ago, I guess.
Very little is known about the primitive people who lived here some 10,000 years ago. In fact, their exact identity is yet to be determined by archaeologists.
And that's one of the things that makes it intriguing, I guess. It's still a mystery. They can, you know, they can estimate and maybe even guesstimate about who was here and what they did and how long ago they were here. But they were definitely here. They left the footprint.
I guess there's been quite a few artifacts in past years that have been found here by scientists and archaeologists.
Yeah, I think the last major excavation down here was in the 70s, the middle 70s. So it's been gone through pretty well. People still casually come down and dig a hole looking for things. And
well, we need to reiterate that folks can't come down here and dig for artifacts in a national park.
No, everything here is protected, and it's really nice when you do come in here or even walk along the trail and you see something, an arrowhead or a pot shard or something like that. It's nice when that's still here for the next person to come along and see.
Well, it's a fascinating place, that's for sure.
It is. It's boy, just, you know, imagine being here all by yourself. Kind of makes you think about what was here and who was here.
Yeah.
What we're going to leave behind.
Well, you may have your little red rivers and your white rivers, but south of the Arkansas-Missouri line near Mammoth Spring is the Spring River, where fly fishing for trout year-round is also excellent. We've hooked up with Three Rivers Outfitters out of Hardy, and Jeff Klein is going to take us on top of the big ones. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
All
We're
right.
gonna try.
All right, let's do it to it.
We're going to do what's called dead drifting. Are you familiar with that?
Dead drifting? No, not really.
Okay, it's basically, we're going to use the indicator to let us know that a fish has got the bait. So we're going to try to cast it upstream about like that. we want to try to keep our line mended up above so that that indicator's sitting straight up and down like that, not dragging in the current. And we'll just watch that indicator come downstream like that. If it happens to have a fish on it, it should pull it under. So if you'll just continue to try to work it to the upper part of the cast, and as soon as it hits the water, it's best to mend your line above stream like that. And typically I'll just keep the line in my hand and not on the reel, but if I happen to get a fish on, I would probably try to put him on the reel as soon as possible. And if you get a hook set, basically if you'll just pull the left hand, your left hand out and the right hand like, you know, like you're gonna pick up a cast, you should get the hook set.
Before we get too far along, a few impromptu fly casting tips from Mr. Jeff.
Well, first of all, the basics are that the line is really what is carrying the fly. You know, it's totally opposite of a casting situation where you tie a lure on and the lure pulls the line. In this case, the line is what is carrying the fly. So we have to cast the line instead of the lure. I've got a knot here actually I need to get rid of before I start casting. Sorry, I didn't know that either. Just now found it. That's called a wind knot, what we call that. All right, so knowing that the line is what's casting the fly, we've got to learn to cast the line itself, and the fly is going to go along for the ride. So the basic cast, for the beginner, it's best to start with not a whole lot of line out. And the proper grip is important. I like to keep my thumb on top of the rod. There's some various grips, but similar to a golf swing or a golf grip, lay it in the four fingers, put the thumb on top. So when you're pointing that thumb, you're basically pointing where you're casting. And we take out a little bit of line. Of course, the more advanced you get, the more line you can shoot through the guides, and that's a little bit practice there, but can you imagine that? It's kind of a up, stop, and let that line come all the way out behind you. You really want the line, you want to feel it come all the way back and stretch out behind you before you start your forward cast. So you want to bring it up pretty abruptly. Abrupt, stop right there, you feel it load in the rod and back forward. So it's kind of a 10 and 2 position really. That's what you're looking at there. Stop back, up, and slow it down again on the forward swing. Stop it right there, let the line stretch out, and then follow it down. When you bring it up like that, you wait until you feel that line pull on that rod. Forward, stop again, about 10 o'clock, I guess you'd call that, and let that line stretch back out in front of you, and then just drop it to the water. That's the proper casting method right there.
Now we were ready to catch some trout.
Keep your hand on that line right there.
So you just pull on the left?
Yep, pull on the left and the right if that thing goes under. Do it.
How about that?
That's what I'm saying.
That's all that.
There you go, man. You picked up on that right away. Just slow down a little bit. I wouldn't really many more in there. He's gonna be at the indicator. Let him in the water for a second.
Not too shabby?
No, that's a nice little trout. There should be several more fish in this hole. We haven't spooked them up totally. I'm sure there'll be some more hiding up in there. That's a little more difficult casting underneath those limbs though. There's a little strike right there. Set the hook. Oh man. Don't look away. Don't look away. Focus, man, focus.
A few minutes later, I took Jeff's advice. I focused.
Not that one, man. We put the wham jam down on him. I thought it was a largemouth bass for a second, the way you set the hook. Just leave him right there a second. I'm gonna get my equipment handler. Oh, that's good in there. That's a much better fish. Well, he's fat anyway. Just keep backing up a little bit. Woo, buddy. Boy, I tell you what, I've got the slippery fingers today.
Yeah, it's a little bit better size one there.
I will have to say that the Spring River has always been a pretty good, as far as size average go. We've always been on the pretty high side compared to a lot of the, I mean, these are hatchery fish. I mean, a lot of fish get left in the river over the winter, and they do get a lot more size on them, and they change the colors, and their fins get really clean, and we may catch some like that today. But the hatchery made some adjustments, I guess, based on some of the White River needs. There he went. I felt him take off. And they changed the whole hatchery from I guess they were these long chute type tanks, and now they've got them in a round, deep tank. And they put a lot more fish out. I think the quantities have gone up tremendously, but it has seemed to affect our size average, where we used to average 11 to 13 inch trout. Now we're more like 9 to 11. So that's the only disadvantage I see. We've got a lot of fish, but we have lost a couple inches in average. But they're still good fishing. Any time you can catch a 5-10 pound fish in this river. And I've caught some really nice brown trout in here over the last couple of years too, which a lot of people don't even realize we have the brown trout. Hopefully you'll catch one of those today.
That's what I mean about, people think of the Little Red River, the White River, but they hardly, think about, I guess, or do they, about the Spring River?
Well, those rivers are, I guess you'd call them almost world renowned, I guess, just because of the records that have been caught there. So, everybody knows about those rivers. You're not going to have the opportunity to catch those kind of trophy fish here, but the numbers are always really high. The crowds are generally low, not every day, but and the water levels are so consistent, you don't have to depend on generation, whether they're generating 1, 2, or whatever. I mean, you're always basically in the same environment, so you can come from miles away and not worry about whether you have to leave that day or fish in a boat or whatever. So I think it's a great place to fish. Let's move right over here to this other little shoal.
All right.
See if we can make them do it again.
And then there's the other extreme. Jeff guarantees your limit every time. No, he's not taking any credit for this one. On this outing, little did we know that we were also going to catch a new species of fish.
There you go. Good deal. Man, you're getting it figured out now. That trout didn't stand a chance. Oh, that's not a trout? Now, let me tell you about that. Those rocks right there, they'll only hit a specific color fly. You can't catch them on just any fly. They like that orange rock blossom special, man. That's a trophy there is.
Of course, we always practice catch and release.
Okay, and off it goes to live another day and fight and get bigger.
See, I love that rock trout. That's the best kind. They're better eating than the rainbow, aren't they?
Just a little harder to skin, but they taste a lot better. Oh my goodness.
That don't beat all.
Well, I'll tell you what. You're giving us a diversity of species, I'll give you that. Yeah, real clean fish there. See how pretty that fish really is. He's got white tips, clean fins, light color. He's been in the river for a while. Yeah. See how clean he is? I mean, his tail fin's almost completely healed back, but not quite. He's getting pretty.
That's what it's all about here on the Spring River.
Yes, sir.
There it goes. So let Three Rivers Outfitters out of Hardy hook you up with a fly fishing outing on the Spring River, and then make the hike to the Indian Rockhouse at Buffalo Point along the Buffalo National River, and then check out the Collier Homestead at the Tyler Bend Visitor Center on the Buffalo. And for more info on these and other destinations, visit our website, aetn.org/exploringarkansas. And we'll see you again the next time for another exciting adventure on Exploring Arkansas.